I love our country, and I've proudly sworn an oath twice. First, as a soldier enlisting because of the terrorist attacks on 9/11, and again as a member of Congress, where I served for 8 years. That oath swearing to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. So when we look at the threats that we are facing today, those threats to our freedom, those threats to our Constitution, they're not coming from some far-off land or some foreign country. Those threats are coming from within. And they're coming, unfortunately, from people who do not share our love for this country, who don't share our appreciation for our God-given rights and freedoms that are enshrined in the Constitution. And so they are willing to sacrifice all of it in their ambitious and selfish hunger for power. And it's because of this that we are here today facing an unprecedented moment where a sitting president of the United States has taken action abusing his power to direct the federal government and justice system to be used against his major political opponent in the midst of a presidential campaign, charging him with multiple crimes with an election right around the corner. This is not something that should happen in the United States of America. And it could be the final nail in the coffin of our democracy. Now, President Biden likes to talk to us about how he is a champion for democracy, both here in the United States and around the world. But when you look at his actions, it tells a very different story. Obviously, his administration's indictment of his primary political opponent and President Trump, and their ongoing efforts to target political opponents and limit free speech, these actions remind us of the things that we see more of in authoritarian regimes in other parts of the world, where it's almost commonplace to wield the power of the state to silence or eliminate opposition. Now, we know that the heart of a functioning justice system is that if a law is going to be enforced, it needs to be enforced equally across the board. That's not what we're seeing here. So my question for Biden supporters and the TV talking heads and pundits who are celebrating this indictment of President Trump, saying, hey, no one is above the law, my question for them is, where were you when James Comey decided not to charge Hillary Clinton with any crimes, even after speaking at great length about her many offenses, mishandling high-level national security documents? Where were your calls for accountability when President Biden himself was found to be holding classified documents in his own home and in other locations?
Bravo to Tulsi Gabbard, who is a former Democrat who has realized that it is her party, her old party, the Democrat Party, that is tearing this country apart from within. Very striking to hear her say that she joined the military after 9/11 to fight the enemy that was abroad. Now saying she recognizes that enemy is from within. A weaponized Department of Justice against we the people, against the former president of the United States, against the leading frontrunner for the next election. That is blatant election interference. That is shredding apart our United States Constitution. And Jack Smith, the lead prosecutor in this case, the henchman for Joe Biden, a friend of Eric Holder and Barack Obama, had the audacity to say in his announcement of the indictment of Donald Trump that no one is above the law. Give us a break. If your last name is Biden, you are against the law. You are above the law in this nation. And if your last name is Trump, well, we're going to use the law against you to target you. That's what's been happening. Not just against Donald Trump, but against every American who's voted for him, 75 million of us. The Department of Justice going after parents, going to school board meetings, really? The Department of Justice targeting Catholics and Christians, showing up at Mass. This is the weaponization of our justice system. America is at a turning point, and we the people can't stand for it.